Some time ago, I started reflecting on the challenges that were keeping me from reaching my goals. I was tired of facing the same issues and getting the same results over and over again. But this year, I decided it was time to tackle new challenges, which meant letting go of all the old inhibitions. One of my biggest obstacles has always been procrastination. And I'm sure I'm not alone in this journey. And a lot of you face this as well. But you know what? After a lot of self reflection and some very tough lessons, I learned how to overcome it. I finally let go of the temporary comfort of social media and began taking real action towards my goals. But I quickly realized that the starting part was the easiest of it all. But sticking with that plan until I saw the results was the real challenge. Because there are so many obstacles, the results don't go the way you expect for it to go. And it's just difficult at that point to stick on to it. I've always admired people who put in relentless effort to achieve their goals. And very recently, I watched a video of Cristiano Ronaldo and he was discussing discipline and consistency. He emphasized the importance of pushing through and doing the necessary work even when you don't feel like it. Because that's what truly builds mental strength. When you do things you don't want to do, but you do it anyway, that's exactly when you grow. And when I watched this, I was truly inspired by it. And that's what led me to make a commitment to myself to be consistent with every action I took up, every task I took up. But there was one small obstacle, actually not small, it was a very major obstacle that I was still facing, which was laziness. Like for me, laziness meant not giving my best effort. And it's always been a constant tug of war between wanting to accomplish big things or taking the easy way out. I'd always set a goal, make a plan, even start the first step. And I'd be struggling so much to, stay consistent and see any progress along the way. And I just couldn't understand why. Like, despite all my ambitions, I was just not moving forward. Then I came across the expectancy value theory. And this is a theory in psychology. What it explains is that our motivation to act depends on two factors. First, the value of the reward, and second, our belief in our ability to achieve it. Let's say, for example, you have to run, say, 5 kilometers, and the reward is, say, 100 rupees. It might not be appealing enough for you, correct? But let's say the same 5 kilometers you're running for, say, 5,000 rupees. You would actually want to do it, right? You would be more determined. But the catch is, if you do not believe that you can actually complete that 5 kilometers, no matter, even if it's a bigger reward, you are just not going to do it because you're afraid, right? And this insight made perfect sense to me. I had struggled with motivation because there were times where I failed as well. And because of those failures, my ability or my belief in my ability to succeed was kind of low. And what I did differently was this time I started seeing all those failures in a very different point of view and perspective. I no longer viewed them as evidence that things won't work out, but as a process of learning. I constantly remind myself of this one person, Thomas Edison. Like, he went through thousands of unsuccessful attempts before creating that one light bulb. And I realized that what held me back was not failure, but I would give up too soon. I wasn't failing. I was quitting way before I even had a chance to work. And honestly, Let me tell you this. It took me 4 months to put up my first video. And after a month, I realized that, sometimes, like for instance, on YouTube, some videos work, some don't. And similarly in life, it could be anything. Some relationships work, some don't, some jobs work, like you can stick to it, and some just don't make you happy. And all of this is just a part of the process, and we truly need to trust it, right? Like every time you face any setback, remember that setback is only getting you a step closer to the future you where success is with you. Okay. What I do differently now is whenever there's any failure or a setback, I try and analyze what went wrong. I try to find a new approach. And by embracing all these mistakes and looking for signs of progress, I constantly ask one question: is there any improvement? If you think laziness is just a lack of discipline, it might not actually be the case. It might actually be the fear of trying something new. If you want to take away one thing from this video, just take it for this. Don't let the fear of failing lead you down the only path where failure is certain, which is not trying at all.